So, Dills, J-Dog back for another goddamn interview. You recognize these guys. The only two from the band that like to join us. The rest of the guys told me to fuck off. So we got we got Adam and Tom back. They're the only ones that like me. The other guy, who's the guy with the goddamn Paemia shirt, Cerebral Cereal, he's got class. He's like, I don't like you enough to do your videos, though. What's his name?
Dan?
His name's Dan. We call him Bibbs, but yeah, his name's Dan.
He likes my musical taste, but doesn't like my videos. Yeah, at least he did tell me. I was like, yeah, I want to get Hells to do that on vinyl. It's like, first good idea you had I've ever heard. Like, all right, fair enough. What do you say about that,
We
Tom?
are honest people.
Yeah.
We tell it like it is.
I heard you. I told Tom's like, and I'm like, yeah, we need to shoot another video. I'm like, cool, we did one. So I was like, I don't have a ton of topics to talk about. So I was still thinking of some stuff to talk about. And I was talking to Tom in the alleyway. He was having some smokes. He was just telling me about all kinds of shit in the scene that's pissing him off. So what's pissing you off, Tom?
Lots of stuff.
You're old and grumpy. You said you hit the 50 club now.
Yes, I did. Back
He's
in
the
May.
old man.
I don't know. One of the things, I don't know, just too much stuff. Too many bands, not enough fans. I've been saying that for a long time. You know, what are you going to do?
Does it irritate you? Because like Cardiac Arrest is a band that's been around for, what, 25? What's the official thing? When's the first demo? That's your first year. Like,
First release was in 04, but Adam started the band in 97 when he was.
So yeah, really, yeah, that was the first official demo was 04 with the Heart-Stopping Death Rot CD.
well, you're officially at 20 years then.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah. Oh, yeah.
20 years, yeah.
Well, I
so,
mean, we've been together almost 20 years now. It'll
Yeah.
be next year, I think.
What year did you join the band then, Tom?
06.
Also, a couple,
So,
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's right around the time he joined right when we were recording, when we were in the middle of recording, before we were starting to recording the first album, More Mutilations.
So, you, Tom, then, since you're old and grumpy, I kind of don't like asking this because it can come off as jealousy or just, I guess jealousy would be the best word, but I would understand it, and it's annoying in a sense, Cardiac's been around 20 years. You guys play more just standard kind of classic 90s death metal.
Mm-hmm.
And there's newer bands that come up that popularity-wise
Right.
that blow past. And, hey, I got nothing wrong with if a band is super unique and got something, they blowing up. But some of them might just question, what? There's nothing even unique about this. You've had to have noticed that. Do you question?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
does that what do you think about that?
I mean, we're really not anything unique either. We do, I've been playing since very late 80s. It's just all I ever known how to do when I came up through that 90s scene. And it's not like I'm trying to ape anything to sound that way. That's just the way I play. But there's others that, they go after a certain band. I'm not going to name names because I'm just not going to do that. But people know who bands I'm talking about. And, it's just, let's ape a sound. And, the whole HM2 thing. And, we're going to sound like, Entombed, we're going to sound like Bolt Thrower. Okay, well, I get it. It's good stuff. But I wouldn't totally ape it. But yet, they get to go on tours and whatever else. And
So does that annoy you? You just don't care, or you're just confused?
a little bit of all,
Okay.
to be honest, because it's just come on, we've been here for the right thing. We can do something. I'm not gonna, just we'll just do this just to do it. I can't, mortgages and all that.
In the poorhouse.
Well, Adam, I'm pretty sure you've been watching since the channel. When did you start? Was it day one or what? Because you comment all the time.
I wouldn't say day one, but pretty close to it. Maybe January or so of that following year. What was it? Wasn't that first one that you did a Christmas Eve one?
Yeah, it was Christmas. That was the first video I did.
Something like that, yeah. But I know it was January or February I started checking it.
So a few weeks in.
So probably a few weeks in, yeah.
How did you find out about it?
I think Mark from Impatago, I think.
Oh, dude, that's fucking. I didn't even know Mark even knew I'd doing a channel.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
What is he? Does he like it or?
I
Hates it?
I really don't know. I haven't really
Yeah,
talked
we
to
haven't
him all
talked.
that much.
We lost touch.
Why did he say to check it out then?
I don't know. He reposted something on Facebook, and we're friends. Obviously, we've known each other for a long time. And I saw there was oh hey, Justin from Hell's Headbangers has got this cool, knows what's up, man. This is a cool fucking thing. Support. It was just I checked it out. And I'm like, oh fucking hey.
You were watching the Hellcast stuff, weren't you? Or were you not?
Yes and no. I can't say I was like avid with it, but I've watched, you know, a few things here.
Did you see me on it? Put that way.
Yes, I have.
Like prior to I started the channel.
Yes.
Well,
Yes, I did.
So the reason I asked that is because you comment like you have to comment every video. If you don't, it's damn near close. Tom says he watches, but he don't comment on shit. He ain't helping with that algorithm.
I'm not. I don't post much on Facebook anymore, and I'm just kind of quiet. But I watch.
What about Instagirl? You got that?
No, I have one, but I haven't used it in years. Maybe I should. Is it better than Facebook?
I don't have it. I don't even know what it looks
Okay.
like. I don't have Facebook either. All I have is YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
I do
got a
give the
cardiac
thumbs up,
one.
and I'm subscribed.
Get the thumbs up and the subscribes. I guess that's good enough. And he's viewing.
Or as the kids say, smash the subscribe button, dude.
Whatever the kids say, I try not to.
Exactly.
Do I have any videos that say please subscribe?
Fuck no.
In fact, I had a couple videos. I think I said don't subscribe if you're not going to watch. Right? Didn't I say something along those lines? Or unsubscribe or some shit like that.
Hey,
No, I like your bits because they come out in the morning when I wake up.
that
They get
too.
published
Yes.
when I wake up, so it's like before I go to work.
That's usually my get ready for work routine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like have my breakfast, take a nap, and then after the nap, start fucking. I
Take a nap after breakfast.
Wakes
have a
up-
weird regiment, dude.
20 years, and I just
Didn't know that
learned
one, huh? You learned shit about it.
Right now, I have a weird regiment with how my work day goes. So it's like, it's just how it is.
Okay.
Well, so you guys, you have a regimen for the band. You said, Tom, you were telling me like you kind of take the winter months off to record, summer months to kind of tour, and you said you pretty much only have a whole new album already recorded, or not recorded, but written at least.
We're written, yeah.
Like
we're
halfway
close.
there.
We're halfway.
It's pretty fast.
We play every week. I mean, we'll try to, but we get together every Thursday, and in my basement, and that's our jam room, and we play and we write. So when we're not getting ready for shows, we just play and write, and that's how. I mean, we've had a pretty consistent like release since I've been in a band, like since 06, since 6, 08, 10, and then 12. We were trying to do like all evens.
We were trying to do all evens.
But then things got a little screwed up at one point.
Well, technically, it's still even though like between
There
like
was
the
instead
day
of a
that death
2-year gap,
prevailed
it was a
and the
4,
stench of eternity,
Yeah.
it was it was 4 years, but hey, that still counts as even, right?
You know how Morbid does the Morbid Angel did
The letters.
alphabet. Yeah, so we were trying to do that in like even years.
What's your cutoff? Speaking of that, what is your cutoff with Morbid Angel?
My cutoff?
Yeah, I'm assuming you have one.
Yeah, really altars.
So you're like, what?
Oh, seriously. I mean, I have
All right.
I have most everything by them.
Oh, okay. So
But-
you at least bought them.
I can vouch
And
for this.
even the eye outlet or whatever.
Elude or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
You own that?
Yes, I do.
You bought that turd?
Well, it was at a record store. It was like in a blow-up bin.
I would have asked for a refund, homie.
Even then, you paid too much for it.
There's 2.5 good songs on that
That's
album.
what people say. Some people say, "Oh, you got to go back and listen to J. There's some good ones."
no,
I was like, I didn't get past Kill a Cop, Kill a Cop.
Yeah, there's 2.5.
That's
good
really
songs,
the
and
only
I couldn't
thing.
even name them.
That's
But
the-
no, altars. I said I'm a huge Abominations fan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what they say. That was a real album. It was not a demo. It was a real album. But Altars was just, when that came out, it was like, holy shit. And Blessed, it was just too, like, weird. I mean, I bought that day one when that came out.
I mean, it is a downgrade from Altars for sure.
Yeah, oh, big time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was like kind of all over the place. Like, I loved, like, when they redid their,
Abomination songs.
Yeah.
Like when you
but,
hear
like,
Thy Kingdom
when you-
Come.
Yeah, that was great, but like the first track,
Fall from Grace.
Yeah, Fall from Grace, yeah.
it was like he's using like the tough guy. It didn't sound like Vince. I liked his raspy.
His vocals, yeah. He started changing. Half of Blessed is the raspy shit, is half it's the tough guy shit.
Right,
And then
right.
Covenant was just all tough guy.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've told this on the channel, and again, I didn't hear it firsthand. Somebody said, I think it was actually like maybe Dave from Manicore or something that told me his reason was, he said in an interview, I could be wrong on who told me, but I didn't read it firsthand. So if this is incorrect information, but I've told the channel, supposedly his reason is, he's like, yeah, my voice changed because I quit smoking. Did you hear that? I'm like, well, bro, I need to get you a
heard
pack.
that.
Yeah,
Let me get you a pack of smokes, then. 'Cause goddamn, it was a
yeah,
downgrade.
I've heard that.
How do you go deep? How does your voice get deeper? Then
I
that
don't.
doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Then again, I mean, I jammed with someone, one of the old guys in Cardiac when I first started, an old high school buddy of mine. He did before I did vocals, he did vocals because at the time I couldn't sing and play guitar for fuck all. And then but he could. At the time he played bass, but it was just like, man, he could do the vocals, but I mean, he was smoking too. And then like he decided to give smoking you know,
quit.
He quit it, you know, and then it was like, okay,
Did his voice change?
It didn't change, but he had more endurance.
Yeah.
He had more. It was maybe he had a little bit more range in it, but I don't know. But it was just
but that makes sense. How do you quit smoking and your voice goes from this raspy sounding like the devil to fucking Macho Man slap into a Slim Jim, bro?
Right.
You know, like that doesn't even make sense.
I know. I mean, obviously, I smoke and I do vocals. They like my vocals, but I hate doing them. But if it calls for it, I do it. You know?
This is true.
But
it's a nice dynamic between the two,
right?
Well, then, so that you pretty much thought Covenant was a turd then.
No, it has its moments. I mean, there's like a lot of records that, you know, I have and I may not like as a whole. Like, I mean, there were lots of people that Covenant is like, you know, the best thing next to
I've heard
bread.
it. Yeah.
And
I feel like it's tied between that and Ultras and me. That's just me though.
Just like Dominate, Domination. It has its moments. And then Formulas came out, and I love that.
Yeah, Formula's way better than Domination. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So they've been hit and miss, and they're, you know, I don't know. They're a huge band. I mean,
what about you, Adam? Do you have a cutoff of them?
Ooh.
Like when you cut off, you're like, I don't like them anymore. Like,
I don't know if I could say that, but yeah, definitely the fucking the I album was definitely.
Well, no one likes that, but did you push? Like, did you like Heretic?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Because people
I had that. Okay. I had my gripes with it, but overall, I mean, there were some cool songs on it. Then there were like some riffs. I'm like, okay, what are they doing? But okay, Steve Tucker's voice was awesome.
Yeah,
the production was awful weird on it, but I'm not. But aside from that, there were certain riffs on it. I was just like, okay, dude, you guys could have done a lot better than that.
You listened to too much Leibach or whatever.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I had to go back and listen to it because I remember when it came out, I listened to it twice. I didn't hate it. I'm like, I'm just bored.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. Yeah. So maybe I didn't think, but I haven't listened to it since that was the year it came out.
The best song on there to me was The Stricken Arise, and it's like I saw them play that live, and like it was like on that tour too. And like literally, it's like everybody just went fucking nuts for that shit.
And sometimes too, it's when people discovered them or got into it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You know, you got some of the younger people that they got into them at Domination or whatever, and it's just like,
dude, you're giving them credit. There's guys that got them in the. Dude, do you know there's a? I didn't know there's this fucking phenomenon out there, but there's a group of people. They got to be young. I was like, you're fucking with me, dude. This doesn't exist. Like, I guess it's a thing. Like, Steve Tucker era is the best era of Morbid Angel. Like, everything else is mid compared to it. I'm like, what? Who the fuck says that?
They definitely had solid.
They need. They need to be educated.
Yeah.
That to me screams born 2000 and up,
and
right?
That's where it all comes.
Yep.
That's where it all comes like full circle. Where, you know, hey, I mean, I can't fault young people for getting into certain things and aping it or whatever.
Yeah, and if they got into it, then it's like, hey, if they're into it, they're into it. That's really what it boils down to. If they're legitimate and their heart's into it, that's fucking cool.
Hey, I have another bitch that I thought about.
Uh-oh.
Reunions. I am not.
The we're back. That's why I say we're back. No, they're like, yeah, Archgoat. We've been around 30 years. No, you haven't, bro. No, you haven't. You've been around about 18.
Exhumer was another one.
Dude, honestly, as much as I love them, the Misfits is that.
Yeah.
Been around 50 years, bro. We're talking about you from 84 to 97, 13 years shaved off.
Not any band in particular out.
I just called out 3. You can't name one?
I can name lots, but what I'm saying is that because it hurts bands like a lot of us, you know, like the Cyanides and bands that never quit.
Yeah.
And
even bands like Incantation, Immolation, I think it's just disrespectful to them.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they kept going, and people don't remember the late '90s, but it was a horrible time for
it was a horrible time to be a metal fan.
Nobody would go to shows. There wasn't nothing. It was just everything was just changing, and lots of bands quit. But then all of a sudden now they come back, and they get like high billing on a fest.
Dude, I'll say that.
A bunch of bands that never.
Tom, I know you're thinking it, but you won't say it because they're your fucking local city homies. Broken Hope. They're in that category.
They're not my homies.
Well,
they're not our homies.
Well, whatever, same city. No, but I'm just saying, like, they get this, and people rip on people that watch the channel. You say you do, so we'll see if you know this. I mean, I'm a huge Deicide fan, and people will rip on some of their albums and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but at least, dude. At least with them, they never pulled a Carcass, No Love Lost.
Right.
At least they never added keyboards.
No,
at least they never were back.
Absolutely.
I was like, but
they
bands
pull a Kill a Cop.
Yeah, they pull a Kill a Cop. I was like, but bands like Broken Hope, who these kids are like, dude, they're the most brutal thing ever. I was like, they're gone for like 20 years, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, and not to mention, Loathing and shit, which I think it's a decent record, and the album Grotesque. I was like, those albums are kind of weak, man. I mean, you guys talk about you guys talk about like Incinerate Them and then Torment Hell by Deicide. I say those are weaker albums. So is your Broken Hope. You're just saying you're talking about Swamped and Gore and the others, and they came back. I was like, dude, they were gone forever. I remember when we're back. I'm like, whoa, don't even care about them fucking 15 years ago.
I remember back in like 99 or so, 97, 99, it was like, that was when like I started going to death metal shows. And like I remember like when Grotesque Blessings came out. By then it was like nobody really cared.
Dude, when Grotesque Blessings came out, because I remember buying the digipack for that. I'm like, I kind of like it. I was like, it's kind of a wimpy death metal album, and I'm not going to throw names of the bus because I want it. They didn't call them brother. Dude, you like Broken Joke? That's what they called them.
I've heard a lot of people call them.
That's what I called it when that album came out. That wasn't my words. I was actually kind of sticking up. I was like, it's wimpy, but I kind of like it. Like, you Broken Joke? You like that?
That's what a lot of us called them back then, and I saw them back before they ever or anything. Oh. And I got their first CD because because they were somewhat local and they were on a local label, and it was like I try and support things.
Did you like the Terminal Death demo?
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's what I've heard that guy's now. This is not my words. I never met the guy. He could be the coolest guy in the world. What's his face from Broken? Yeah, I heard he's a raging asshole. That's what I heard. I don't know. That's just what I've been told.
Cool. He's all right.
Okay.
I still talk to him. He's doing different things. I mean, he's been in lots of bands, but he's still out there doing stuff.
No, he's the main one. People say, talk about interviews and stuff. I was like, he'd be the main guy. I would. I was like, talk about Terminal Death, Broken Hope and stuff. And then, but when I said this, and again, I'm not going to say you said that. Like, oh, dude, that guy's a dick.
No,
is he? I was like, I don't know. I never met him.
You forgot he was also on Syndrome. Syndrome was very important for Chicago.
Halls of Extermination, probably one of the best demos.
You don't like Syndrome more than Devastation Chicago, right?
No,
Devastation Chicago. Those are the greatest demos ever written.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
for sure.
I agree, but Syndrome was like the next step because it was some ex-Devastation guys.
No, it was. Don't get me wrong. I do like those Syndrome demos, but it's the only thing. It's kind of to me like.
One. The second one, it was too out there for me. Mm-hmm. It was like they were like ahead of their time. Let's say that, and they could have had any label sign them, and they were holding out, and eventually it just imploded.
Do you guys out there in the Chicago scene? Do you ever see in the Devastation guys, Dwayne or any of those other guys?
I see Pat Buckley. We used to see Pat Buckley around. I haven't seen that guy in many years.
It's been a while.
I know he's still around, but I know he still plays. I know he's like doing like punk and what have you.
Because I heard from them, and maybe it was the Dwayne. I heard their dicks too. I was like, oh, that's kind of sucks. I don't know. That's just what I told.
I've never had any bad run-ins with really anybody.
Okay, no, it's cool. Honestly, it was just me as a kid hearing that like. Always talk about that kind of like I don't want to say heroes, but like it was just kind of like oh they are like something else. Oh, that sucks.
You know what though? Even though Chicago, I mean we're very rough around the edges. You know, so somebody from somewhere else may I don't want to say offended. That's the wrong word, but it's like okay, they rubbed me the wrong way, and it's like that's kind of the Chicago way. You know, I mean we're like cool and shit, but we're also kind of abrasive at the same time.
Yeah, not to mention, I give passes too, where people say he's a dick, and I say because I've had multiple experiences meeting people, in the metal scene and in the bodybuilding world too. Like I'm at a show And there's guys that could call a dick, like, means nothing to you, but a guy like Sean Ray's, retired bodybuilder, he's known for being a dick. I met him. He's the coolest guy in the world. I hung out with him in the taxi line. I was like, what context did you meet him in? I was like, he could have been. Context. I was like, he could have been at his, like, for example, a band. They could have been ripped off that night. He didn't get any sleep. He had to sleep in his van. Exactly. You met him that. I was like, that's like, dude, that's just one stamp in time. I was like, and I try, especially with the channel, people come up to me. I try to be as formal, as friendly as possible, no matter kind of mood, because I don't want to get that stigma. I was like, dude, that's not me. You caught me in a bad mood.
Right.
And don't be wrong, there was times I'm already kind of in a shitty mood, and I already poker faced it because I don't want that.
There's always going to be moments like that.
Have you ever interviewed Dan Loker?
Yes. No, but I would.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I would.
Yeah, I owe him an apology from some years ago.
Oh, really?
We'll talk about that later.
Oh, yeah.
No, I would. And they Nunslaughter played Dan Lilliker's wedding. Did you know that? Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I remember Don threw out some bones, I guess. I wasn't there, but I heard told the story. I was like, that's kind of cool. He played his fucking wedding. And Don threw out bones, and I guess Danny caught some of the bones. And after the show, Don's like, hey, Danny, what'd you think of a show? And he had some bones in his pocket. He goes, so, all right, I guess that's good.
I was happy that he got he got to play with Anthrax again. I thought that was pretty cool.
He's in Anthrax now again, Danny?
He's not in them, but he filled in some shows.
Oh, okay.
Bello couldn't do it or whatever. And
that is pretty cool.
Right.
I can't stand Anthrax for the most part.
You don't like any records by them?
First two albums I love.
You don't like the Among the Living at all?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh,
he hates Among the Living.
I don't hate it.
I like it.
It doesn't sound. It just.
It grew. I liked it when I was like 14 years old. Nowadays, I'm just kind of like.
I like it at 39, man. What are you talking about?
What?
I like it at 39. What are you talking about?
State of Florida?
No. No, that's the first. No, actually, to be completely honest, State of Euphoria does have some songs. I'm like, this song's kind of good.
Again,
and then you hit somebody like, this song stinks.
Right.
That's kind of how I feel with some of those albums. It's just like,
but the first three, no, I liked every song.
But yeah, no, Wilker got to fill in, and it was like, I thought it was like a cool, like, because I don't think there was ever Bad Blood.
Doesn't seem like
it was like just so great.
After all, I mean, they played together in SOD, so
and then he gets to do Anthrax again for a few shows, and I thought that
surely you like SOD, right?
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, the first one, I don't.
Yeah.
After that,
Bigger Than the Devil or whatever. Yeah. I mean, I listen.
Yeah, that was. It's like they could have done without that.
Yeah.
It's like
just keep it one record, and that because that's all.
It's like okay, there might have been some cool shit on there. I remember buying it back in the day, and I was just like, okay, it sounds.
I get it. Celtic Frosted Flakes.
Celtic Frosted Flakes on there?
Celtic Frosted Flakes. Yes. Get that. Hear that, kids? They're great.
Yeah, but their argument could be, what are you talking about, dude? Our first album, we got fucking milk on there.
Yeah.
They can say that.
I suppose.
As it's a kind of a goof,
Yeah.
So apparently the first blast beat, which is a lie, but whatever.
What's the first blast beat then, Paul?
It's either like Deep Wound or Siege. East Coast punk hardcore.
Who started the, for lack of better words, Cookie Monster vocals, Growls, then? Who created that? Let's see if you have the same opinion as me. I got an opinion. But I think by my opinion, I think it's kind of a fact, to be honest with
it's hard to say. Maybe Cam.
What do you mean maybe Cam? It's definitely Cam.
But I mean, but it's still like
it's definitely up there. If not him, then
you ain't watching my channel. You ain't watching my channel for shit. Who was before him then?
No,
Growling vocals. Because I mean, a lot of stuff that wasn't growling. Like Possessed is not growling. Don't get me wrong. Jeff's voice is awesome.
Tom G. Warrior. I mean,
what do you mean Tom G. Warrior? That's not a growl. That's not.
God.
That's ooh. Yeah, my mom could do that.
So Cam was influenced.
My
by
mom
Tom
couldn't.
G. No, I'm not saying.
Oh, dude, fucking no. Massacre, 86 demo. But now, but people will say like Death 84. I'm even giving them a pass on the Mantis Death by Metal demo because it's such a garage recording. You can't tell if he's barking or growling. So I was like, all right, I'll even admit that. I was like,
dude,
but 86 demo, what was before that that's growling?
Cam is such a good friend of mine. I mean, I have him up there. He's one of the most influential people to me. And
Sure.
yeah, I would say, yeah, he's up there, but I don't like the term like Cookie Monster.
No, that's what people would
Like,
call it with Chris
yeah.
Bars. That's their words, not mine. I'm just saying that's what people know it as. Because if you just say death metal vocals, be like, we're talking about, dude, but Jeff Fisher's death metal all day. I was like, I didn't say he wasn't death metal, dumbass. I just said that it's not a growl though, an actual growl.
Right.
So
he did with his wipeouts and all that. He's definitely an innovator. I mean,
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't know. When I hear Cookie Monster, I kind of think of like the brutal shit, and that was way before that. Well, but no, Cam was definitely on top for me.
What do you think about those kiddos in my comments saying that Death, Scream, Bloody Gore is a thrash album?
Well, they can think whatever they want. I can't change anybody else's mind.
What does Tom think?
No, it's a fucking death metal album.
Clearly.
So what's your cutoff with Death? Surely you have one.
Again, it's one of those, okay, Scream Bloody. And I don't want to be like, oh, I'm old and crabby and everything else after the first album or demos.
Said that before the camera went on.
but it's just like I you know, I don't discredit, like, to me, Leprosy is boring.
Leprosy? Oh, really? That's first.
There are 3 really good songs on there out of 8.
What are you talking about? What 3 songs are only good? They're all good. They're all bangers. Head to toe.
No.
What do you mean? No. What do you mean no?
Leprosy is great.
Yes.
Left to Die is great. Born Dead is good.
Open Cast. I mean, it's no good.
Bores me.
Pull the plug.
If I hear "pull the plug" one more time, I want to have somebody pull my plug because it just overplayed.
Damn.
Oh man,
it just overplayed.
Overplayed? What do you mean? The guy's been dead for fucking 25 years.
Man,
Okay.
I like Chuck. I mean,
Apparently not.
I luckily got to meet him, and yeah, he was cool. You know, a little kind of surfer guy. Hey, what's up?
Oh yeah.
You know,
Was he wearing when you met him? Was he wearing his kitty cat sweater?
No, he was just wearing like
This
a
must
black,
have been pre-Kitty
He always
Cat
used to
sweater.
wear like the black, like just plain black shirts and sleeves cut off.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the only other
but no, Spiritual Healing. There's a couple songs I mean I liked it.
Do you like Spiritual Healing more than Leprosy? I don't know about that, man. That's kind of
They're kind of neck and neck for me.
neck and neck.
And then after that, I don't. I mean, I have it again. I have everything.
Oh, you bought every record? So when they came out, you bought each one?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, that's how Afnar for Midnight is for Metallica. He buys every one. He's like, well, because I've been buying them since the 80s since I was a kid. He's like, so when they put out a new record, I just buy it. He's like, I was like, so you love Load? He's like, I don't fucking love it. He's like, I bought it, I listened to it, and
right.
all right, this is what they're doing.
I mean, that's the thing. You got in certain bands. It's, I try and like keep a discography. You know,
no, that's how I am for Cannibal and Deicide and shit like that. That's how.
And I am in the Metallica fan club.
Oh, so you like every record?
I don't like every record.
What's your cut off on them?
The last one I really, 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 really liked was Puppets.
Okay. Did you like anything off the Black album?
So I bought that box set. I bought all the box sets that they got so far.
Oh, you mean those reissues they put off? No, those are nice as shit looking.
Oh yeah. And you know what? You get your bang for your buck.
Yeah, no, I saw. I was like, whoa, these are nice.
But so the Black album was the only one that I didn't own, and I bought the box set. And
I gotta
after
see.
all these years, because like every song was on the radio, and it was just Metallica overload, and it was like people that used to make fun of me for liking Metallica now loves Metallica.
Yeah.
And you got to hear that. I'm like, fuck them. You know,
You moved
I listen
on.
to it. There's good stuff. There's good stuff on it. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'm glad.
No, that's my stance. People ripped on me in the comments of Black. I was like, I didn't say it's a great album. I was like, it's a commercial metal rock album.
Right.
I was like, but when I put it, I was like, it's got some pretty good songs.
They just played Chicago yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Brian from Melting Rock broke his leg at it. He was up front, headbanging front and center. Got crazy, man. Loved him.
So
couldn't get enough. Said he was headbanging hard when they put out Crown King Nothing.
Yeah.
Off the Load album.
And you know what? The new album, I liked it. I bought it.
It's got some good songs.
You know?
New Metallica's got good songs. Yikes and Godzooks. I don't know about that.
Well, it's, again, it's
Each their own.
I don't know if it's a nostalgia thing or just because, I mean, it's like one of the bands that I discovered when I was a kid, and I'm still following them, you know?
Yeah, everybody in the comments officially not allowed to rip on me for liking every Deicide album.
We're going to get, like, made fun of.
Yeah, we're just...
Get kicked off the label now.
This guy likes every Metallica. Jesus fucking Christ.
We're canceled.
What about, goddamn Tom stealing all the goddamn airtime. I figured I figured it'd be Adam because you're the most talkative and upbeat and personal, and you comment on my goddamn videos. This guy don't say shit.
Yeah, right.
Start commenting.
You better start saying, say Dumbo or something. Deicide sucks. Say something, goddamn it. Just put anything in there, goddamn it. This guy's full of shit.
Never. I don't mind Deicide.
Cam Lee ain't the first goddamn crawler. Get the fuck out of here. What's your cutoff on Death and Metallica then?
Well, with Death, I don't think I ever had a cutoff with Death.
Oh, you like every record?
I do own all the records. Heck, I even own the Control Denied album that he did.
Oh,
God, that was bad.
I actually enjoyed it.
I'd have to go back and listen to it. I remember it being bad.
I remember a lot of people like bad mouthing it when I'm just like, well, it's like later era Death, but had like the clean vocals with like that good shrieky power metal type of vocals, which at the time I fucking loved, and I still enjoy from.
Was that with Timmy?
With Timmy Amar, yeah.
Rest in peace.
I mean, who knows? As I go back and listen to shit, some stuff I do look at a different lens and kind of like it. For example, some of the later Death albums, like the song Crystal Mountain, I'm like, this is pretty good. I was like, this is a pretty good song.
The title track's symbolic. I mean,
I'm
you
like,
can't say it's a tried and true death metal thing because it's like, okay, like Scream Bloody Gore. I mean, obviously that was like those albums and the demos were like, those were the fucking. What can I say? Those were like a gold standard. People, I'd say that's, one of the gateways, and it defined the genre. And okay, he defied the genre with that shit, which, you can't really call it. It's like anyone that's been into it as long as any of us have really can't call that a fucking, oh, that's a death metal album, dude. And it's just like, okay, it's a good metal record.
Yeah,
I can give it absolutely. I would go.
I just wish he would have changed the name.
Yeah, same with Carcass, because I like Heartwork and Swan Song, but I was like, that's not Carcass.
Right.
So you should change your name.
Right.
When it got to Heartwork, it was just like, I'll admit, at the time when I heard it, I was like, that was my first time listening to Carcass was Heartwork. Yeah. And I was just like, I was like 13, 14 years old at the time. And I'm just like, huh. I think with a name like Carcass, this would be a little bit uglier sounding than this. Then, like, a buddy of mine who went to high school with, he got Recaputrefaction, and I'm just like...
This is garbage.
What? I was almost like... It was so ugly, I was almost... in a way, I was kind of like... Whoa. I don't think I could handle it at the time.
God, I saw that first
The
tour.
older I get, I'm just like, okay.
You bought Reek Tom in '88?
Yeah.
What did you think of it when you bought it in '88?
It was cool.
Oh,
I was like real into Napalm and stuff, and they were linked.
So you didn't think it was too noisy and didn't understand it?
Back then, it was this is just awesome.
Okay.
I like symphonies better. They progressed a little bit, but it was still
it's just nasty and still they had the sick vocals.
Yep. And then I saw when they toured with Death and Pestilence.
Yeah.
And they blew me away. And
did Carcass blow Death off the stage? Because that's what everybody that was there, so they did.
I don't think so. Every band was
really good.
I mean, I think I was 15 at the time, 16. Maybe.
It was 1990 the tour.
Yeah. So it was like, every band was great. And it was just 3 bands. And,
no openers, no locals, no nothing?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
No.
So you'd have to sit there and eat junk.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was like a great show.
Oh, that's good.
And I said shirts were $10.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah, minimum wage is like $3 an hour, right?
Back in the day.
So, but yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. So what? I see you were in the Upon the Throne of Apocalypse. So what do you prefer? As people ask, Upon the Throne of Apocalypse or Mortal Throne Nazarene recording?
I got introduced to this first.
Oh, you heard Upon the Throne of Apocalypse first?
Yeah, this was my first taste of Incantation, actually. So yeah, that was where it kind of started with that. So
it's still your favorite?
I don't know if that's. I can't say it's my favorite. It was just my favorite's Diabolical Conquest.
That's the first time I heard by them.
Right on.
Yeah,
I
picked it up
when he was in Revenant. So
yeah, I bought because there was a Resound disc that Relapse would hand out in orders.
Yeah, I remember getting. I there too.
Incantation was on Diabolical Conquest at the time, and that was one of the songs. And heard it and liked it, and that's why I then bought Diabolical Conquest, the shirt. And
I do.
I bought the shirt and the CD, and I was in 8th grade, middle school.
Wow.
How many other 8th graders you think were wearing Incantations? 0.
I know I wasn't at the time. That was when death metal was like
Melting Round Ted wasn't even alive then. His parents weren't even fucking.
And I also enjoy.
How is he?
33.
Oh, maybe they were fucking.
Maybe
they were fucking. He was alive, but he was playing with goddamn He-Man toys for sure.
And I do enjoy Diabolical as well. It's like watching like we played with In-Can a lot.
It's like anytime they
I
played like that
just
first
stand behind
song,
and watch Kyle.
what's it, Impending Diabolical Conquest? It's
I
like,
just love just standing on the side of the stage watching
It's
Kyle
funny
play.
you say it, because now when you take it for granted, I remember me, Easy E over there, and even C-Dog, my brother, like the bands we kind of like didn't complain about, taking it for granted. It's like, I'd do anything to see them now, like with those original lineups.
Yeah.
But bands like we didn't want to see, like open up for it, because we saw them so many times. They played a lot.
Right.
The two bands was Incantation and Deeds of Flesh.
Yeah.
And now, like Deeds of Flesh, like Eric's dead
Yeah.
and Psalm Original, I was like, oh shit, I would totally like to see Deeds of Flesh.
Yeah, because like
I was like,
In-Can was here.
they played all the time.
They were based in Cleveland for a while.
But there was a lot of shows. I remember like a Cannibal would play up, like In-Can's on it, or Ohio Death was In-Can's on it, or they'd call us like, I was like, I like them a lot. I was like, God damn, they play with everything. Forsaken Morning of Angelic Anguish. Yeah, that's kind of like a comp though. It's got that song, yeah. And it's got the Scream Bloody Gore cover on there too.
yeah, that's right.
McAtee knew what was up.
Oh yeah,
Dude, you could tell he was.
you knew that.
You could tell he was holding back a little bit on my interview. I wish like these kiddos and these idiots. He's thinking he's got it. He's older than all of us. If I'm thinking it, he's definitely thinking it.
I don't.
Well, yeah, I mean he's a legend.
I don't like I don't dog food. I mean, well, okay, prove me wrong. Let's see if any of these like popular bands are around in the next 3 years. Let's.
3, that's a little short. I'd give him more like 5.
I don't know. We'll see. They may
5's
jump.
the cap.
There may be another Trump trend that they jump. You know, because a lot of them came out of like, oh, we were like hardcore, and now death metal's cooler. So
Death metal is cool now.
yeah. And you know what? And when death metal dies again, which it probably will,
that'll be black metal again.
And we'll still be doing it.
Yeah.
It all comes in circles.
I've seen the cycle twice already. Yeah. We'll see if I make it for a third time.
Which was the most annoying like popularity cycle, whether it been death metal, black metal, whatever. I remember the early 2000s was thrash. You remember when thrash came back?
I didn't. Yeah, I mean,
I remember.
My whole thing with thrash was like, and all forms, like even like hair metal and shit, right? The reason hair metal died, it wasn't because of grunge or whatever. It was just because everything was getting like recycled, and it was 4th tier like hair bands that sucked. Same thing with thrash bands. Think about, you had your good thrash bands, and then you had the 2nd level, and then the 3rd level, and then you had this 4th level, and then those kind of evolved into death metal bands, and so they were bad death metal bands.
Got any examples? I legitimately don't know who you're talking about. Like, I can't think of like who you may be referring to.
So okay, so let's talk thrash. So you had, I hate the term, but the Big 4.
Yeah.
And then under that you had like Overkill, Testament.
Yep.
They put out solid stuff. But then you get to that 3rd tier.
Who's in there then? Like
Atrophy.
Oh, okay.
Which they're out doing shit again.
Yeah, they're back. We're back.
Right, and they're
in the
asking insane amounts of money to play shows.
Oh, I didn't know that part. Yeah.
We're back.
Who else? There's others.
Put it this way, because I liked their first 2 records. What about Demolition Hammer? Are they in that 4th tier?
So Demolition Hammer.
I thought those first 2 were great.
they were a solid band, but I just never could. Back when they were there, I seen them live a couple of times, and yeah, they were good, but they didn't, because they were in between like death and thrash, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. It was like death
they were a
thrash.
solid band, but they didn't like. I saw them tour at Cannibal Corpse, and that's when Cannibal Corpse was coming up, and everybody wanted Cannibal, and they weren't like on. They were good, but they weren't on that level. They weren't what people wanted, so people were bored by them. But then here comes 20 years later, and
20, 30.
Yeah. Okay. 30. Yeah.
It's damn close to 30 because when they leave.
So now they come back, and like people are flying to see them, and it was like, I don't understand, because it was like they were a good band, but nobody cared about them.
The band themselves doesn't annoy me. Their fans do, because it's like, dude, what do you have none of you idiots talked about them. Like,
right.
None of you.
Nobody.
I was like, now that they like, there's a few times they come on my channel while I was talking about thrash. How dare this guy not mention Demolition Hammer? Shut the fuck up, bitch boy. I was listening to them before you even fucking even listened to metal. I own both their albums. Yeah, I think they're great. I was like, don't come over here like you're calling the shots.
Right.
You're dumbass. Wouldn't even want to talk about them whatsoever 20 years ago.
Right. They were just like they were kind of wrong place, wrong time. I guess that's the way.
Yeah, when thrash was fading out and death metal, black metal was coming up.
And black metal, I'm not like a huge black metal fan. I never was. I mean, your basics.
Venom and Bathory.
Yeah.
Basics.
I mean, I did like when Dark Throne jumped the shark and went to black metal from death metal.
You like that?
I like those early ones.
But no Mayhem or anything like that at all?
No, I like the early Mayhem.
Okay.
I said I gotta dig. I probably got letters from I used to write.
Did you like any Immortal, like Battles of the North, anything like that?
It's here and there, but it was at that time. That was when it became black metal versus.
What about the Mighty Ducks?
Ducks.
Marduk.
They're fun. I mean,
that's a Big D calls the Mighty Ducks. Like they quack me up.
I mean, I met them. I've seen them play.
I learned a lot about Don through this channel.
People say I bring him all the time. I was like, you do realize the reason I bring him up a lot. I was like, it has nothing to do with dick rag. I was like, my inner circle is very, very small. I was like, I talk to very few people. I was like, Kanye is dead now. He was another one of them. It's like, I was like, what other stories by people? I was like, you realize I don't hang out with that many people. My circle is very, very, very niche. So who the fuck do you think I'm going to be quoting? It ain't going to be my mom, who doesn't even know who Slayer is. So it's going to be the only very few metal people I talk to. I was like, I think people think, oh, well, you do Hell's Headbanger shit. You talk to all these. I was like, no, I don't. I don't.
Oh, okay.
You know, I talk to very few people.
So
Talking to us.
You're like me more than you think you are.
Oh, I told you. The only difference between me and you is I'm not afraid to throw names on the bus because I just don't give a fuck. You know, and it makes it. Plus, that's what people like to hear. People like to hear dirt. You know, whether it's for good or bad.
People like the juicy stuff.
Yeah, exactly, juicy stuff. You know, it gives me a good title to throw in the goddamn title. That's why they check it out. And then more people watch it and they'll find out, oh man, it's this band Cardiac Arrest. Let me check out that new album. So when's that new album coming out? Goddamn, let's get something productive in there to talk about before we end this goddamn thing. Goddamn, Boulder's going on next, then Cardiac, then the Tish, and I'm getting the fuck out of here. Hitting hay.
Let's say we got after this show we'll be able to we're gonna have to relearn everything, but now we've got some documentation and some pre-production stuff. So. But no, we got everything mapped out. We got like 6 songs.
One of them we're doing for a split.
We're gonna try and get a couple more and do a shorter one, so we don't have to do a double vinyl. I really felt bad about that.
Sorry, guys.
You gave us two double LPs. They're both double.
Yeah, we did actually.
Yeah. Give us 2 lemons.
Yeah,
sorry.
The next one.
The
next one will be a
you know what's funny?
It'll be shorter. We guarantee you guys.
No, but the Cardiac stuff, does it fly out the door? No, but it's a steady move. Like every week, we do sell. You know. It's not like it's not. Which I don't, especially out of respect on the label. We got some dog bones. Woo wee, woof woof woof, barking at the moon. And I'm not gonna say those are that where nobody wants it.
But yeah,
so you have those, and no, Cardiac's definitely not one of those. People do buy them.
Cool.
That's good to hear. Good to hear.
We've got like some of the songs that we wrote. It was just like, okay, this is gonna be the album opener. You know, it was
really, it was like the first one we started writing. It was just like you guys were just the rest of you guys. I was just kind of more like reserved about it because hey, I don't care where it goes on the album. It's just like, oh yeah, this is definitely an album opener. And they're like,
it's gonna be one of those that just like kick it straight.
It's gonna give you a nice fucking forearm punch to the fucking jaw. Forearm punch to the jaw.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, we're trying to do splits. It's just hard to get together. I mean, work schedule and all that kind of stuff. I travel all the time, so it's, you know, you always have like best intentions, and it's like, oh shit, I can't play this week, or I can't, you know.
Yeah.
And but
you guys got quite a bit.
But we still play. I mean, I don't know how many other bands play every week. It seems like most people like.
When you say you play every week, you're not playing live every week. You're practicing every week.
We're practicing.
Yeah.
But like even still, I don't know how many bands.
I don't
nowadays
know. That I have no idea.
Get together. No, they'll practice before a show and that's it.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah.
Or everybody like writes. We write all together in the same room. You know, or a lot of bands is okay. I got a song and this is it. And I don't know. We like the collaboration and the feedback and all that. So
Yeah.
you know, we'll see. Hopefully it shows.
Yeah. Cool. Well, is there anything you guys want to add, promote, say anything before we fucking hit the guy?
Thanks for having us again.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks again for having us.
You need to come out to Not Quite Metal Threat.
I'm going to Vegas that week.
Oh,
So yeah. I'll tell you what, but he announced
well,
that
he could go.
he could go if that's up to that's on him,
Dude,
dude.
Easy E here.
Space, I'll go, yeah.
But I saw. I mean, Air Dog showed me the announcement for the next year where Destroyer 666 and shit. I mean, I'll definitely just them alone. I'm going to that. Euronymous playing. I want to see that. I hope is Disaster on there.
Disaster is on it. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, Disaster, Euronymous, and Destroyer 66. Regardless of who the fuck else he could put Suicide Silence on there for all I give a fuck. I'm showing up. I'd show up for those 3 bands alone.
I don't think he'll do that.
I mean, yeah, please don't. I'm just saying, regardless whoever else he adds, it's just a whole bonus at this point. Those three bands that show up no matter
just
what.
Icing on the cake.
That's icing on the motherfucking cake.
Man, we're just happy to play with more TISH.
Hopefully, hopefully KK War Slut don't duck me on the interview. He will. And then try to.
I can't. No comment on that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's been years since we hung out.
It's been a year since I last talked to him personally. But yeah, I mean,
Good, you know him, your buds. Tell him to do my goddamn video when you're there.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have any contact with him. That's the thing.
You'll be at the show when you talk to him. He's gonna
We'll do our best.
You do that.
We'll do our best.
He owes us.
Oh, you see that, KK? You owe him. I want my goddamn interview a threat. Later, goddamn it.